Hello everybody, what is up? Prof here. As you can see today, we're going to be doing an unboxing, building, and review of the Figurized Standard Kamen Rider ZO kit. So this is definitely a pretty cool one because for now, I've built all the Heisei riders from the year 2000 all the way up to 2018. So this will mark the final one of finishing all the Heisei Kamen Riders. So definitely been pretty excited for this one. It's kind of funny that this is the one I ended on. But yeah, so we're going to, of course, do our usual thing. We're going to unbox it. I'm going to do a full build of it, show some pictures that I've done of it. Then at the very end, I'll let you guys know what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and just my overall thoughts of the kit itself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so here we are with the finished kit right here. As you can see, it came out super cool looking. Like I said, this is definitely actually surprisingly a very simple build. But yeah, I'll go over all the details later. But yeah, of course, first we'll kind of just take a little look around the figure itself. And of course, all the stuff it comes with. Of course, we get his gun mode, and then this one actually just snaps right off. And then you can just attach his other piece like so, and then boom, you got the sword mode. So that's his one weapon he has right here. And of course, as per usual, we get our assortment of different hands. We got the fist, the open palm, the one that holds the weapons, all the usual stuff. But yeah, so as for the build, it was actually, like I said, fairly simple. Let's get a little close up right here. There's a lot of cool little details in it. So things I did like about this kit is, if you're someone who's not a fan of stickering, then basically this will be a very good kit for you, because it has some stickers, but not a very large amount of stickers. Like, the only real detail part you gotta really watch for is his head, because he has some like really thin striped and ones that you gotta do over the translucent plastic. But all in all, it's actually pretty easy. Like I said, panel lining is pretty basic because it's not like a super big amount. There's only one part that I'll mention later on that you really got to take a little bit of time and try to detail out. But all in all, definitely super nice. Like I said, this is like a very, I would say, a pretty quick build. You don't have to spend a ton of time on it. And like I said, he comes out looking really cool. Just our very last of the Heisei Riders. Of course, even the back has some pretty nice looking details to him. So yeah, all in all, I gotta say, if you're looking for a quick build and one that's pretty detailed and looks nice, this is definitely a good one for you, because yeah, I'm pretty sure if I would have done this in one evening, I could have easily finished it, because it doesn't really have a ton of accessories, have a ton of detail and stickers that you gotta do, and yeah, it's literally just like one small little sticker sheet. So, well, no, definitely a pretty cool kit. So as for things I did not like about it, the only things you gotta really watch out for is, of course, the silver plastic right here. So this was actually kind of hard to panel line, because this plastic is the type that doesn't really like to take onto the pen, so you kind of had to keep marking on something else to get the ink to kind of show up properly on here. And also, if you make any mistake marks on the silver plastic, the only way to get them because they don't rub off at all, so you got to basically get some rubbing alcohol and lightly correct them. So that was the only basic gripe I had right there is, basically, yeah, you do need, if you make mistakes when panel lining, you do need to get a little rubbing alcohol to get those mistakes off. But I did double check on the runner sheet with the rubbing alcohol to make sure it's not going to harm the plastic, because I did have an Agito kit where the rubbing alcohol did rub off the gold. So definitely be careful with that. And one part I will say is, I wish with the hands, if we get a good close-up right here, it wants to focus in. So on the packaging, of course, they have the stuff painted, but I do kind of wish they included some stickers for his fingertips, so it would have more of that pink part on there, or magenta, one of the two. But yeah, so yeah, I do wish they added a little bit more stuff, but that's something you could probably do if you go through and paint the kit itself. But all in all, not too bad. And I mentioned before the panel lining, so the biggest part of panel lining was his belt right here. Because when you first get the belt, it is completely white, no markings or anything. The only extra parts are the little stickers from right here, there, and on the side right there. Everything else I basically had to do myself with the little Gundam marker and everything. But honestly, surprising with the Gundam marker, I think it came out fairly nice looking. But yeah, that'll definitely be one if you're one who goes into detail with painting. This will probably be definitely a good little piece to do. But all in all, I can't really say I have any other complaints about this figure, because other than that, like, it actually is, like I said, super simple build. You don't need to do a lot to detail it. Like I said, the only parts you gotta watch out for is just trying to panel line the silver, because it is kind of a little bit resistant to the Gundam markers. But other than that, not a bad kit at all. And of course, hold on, let me get his counterpart right here. And of course, we got Decade and ZO right here. And it's funny because on the Decade kit, I actually waited to put on his Neo Decade driver and everything until I got ZO fully built. So it's definitely super cool. And like I said, as you guys saw from those pictures, had some pretty cool looking shots with the two of these. So all in all, definitely super cool, and happy to see that I finally got all the Heisei Riders built. But yeah, so definitely pretty cool, and we still do got some more Figure Eye Standard kits that are going to be upcoming videos. We still got Kamen Rider 01 and Ultimate Kuga. So those will be some pretty cool ones to build. I'm definitely pretty excited about Ultimate Kuga because he looks like he's going to be a pretty cool looking kit. But yeah, so if you guys do have any Figure Eye Standard kits that you've built and that are your favorites, let me know in the comment section below. Because like I said, yeah, definitely Kamen Rider is definitely my first entry into Figure Eye Standard. I haven't really tried to mess around with any of the other ones, but it might be interesting to try to mess around with some of the Dragon Ball ones and see what I can do with them. But all in all, definitely pretty cool. So if you are new here, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you did like this video, maybe hit the like button and everything and comment in the section below. But yeah, all in all, I thank you guys for watching and catch you guys later.